knew I was too small to be a wrestler. I wasn't too small to be David Manning. Flair got on my nerves. He was going to be wrestling Kerry Von Erich on that Sunday night. It took me a while to realize it was Flair. David Von Erich was my favorite. Flair's the common denominator. When you have those opportunities, you shut up and listen. And Conrad Thompson is a very, very good friend of mine. I was going to get the Von Erichs and the Briscoes. I had no idea. Conrad knew from day one. Everything else is number two. A lot of what you saw in the match was by design. I named Grilling JR. I became the chief of staff, Dr. Phillip D. Payne. I would really like to dust off Dr. Phil one more time.
Ladies and gentlemen, hosted by Coach C, Chris Sanders, this is Best for Business.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Another episode of Best for Business. I'm pumped for this one. Dave Miller, man, thank you so much for joining me for this one.
Well, thank you, Chris. I appreciate you having me on.
I'm looking forward to this. You just recently hit your 20th year in pro wrestling, but I'm curious for you for your journey. How does pro wrestling for you start, and what is it about wrestling that you want to do and be a part of?
Well, it started for me as a fan back in the 80s. Even when I was 5 years old, my mother introduced me, just showed it to me on television, and I can remember seeing Ivan Putski. He had the wild hair. This was probably 1971. He had the wild hair. He was doing feats of strength, and he had toys that he would bring to the ring. The Blackjacks would come out and break his toys. He'd go nuts and beat them up. And I kind of aged out of it. I say I aged out of it. I found Saturday Night Live instead of Saturday Night Wrestling. And then as I continued to go, my brother was a big fan. And in '82, I just happened to see him watching it one night, and Ric Flair was on. He was going to be wrestling Kerry Von Erich on that Sunday night at the Reunion Arena in Dallas. And anyway, Flair got on my nerves. And I told my little brother, I said, if you'll clean my room, I'll take you to that tomorrow night. Because I knew I couldn't get out of the house on Sunday until my room was clean.
Wow.
I had no intentions of taking my little brother. But he did such a good job, my mother made me take him.
Mm-hmm.
So we go down there. I buy tickets. We're on the very last row at the very top of Reunion Arena. Harley Race and King Kong Bundy are on the undercard. I didn't know who either one of those guys were.
Wow.
I couldn't have told you which one was David, which one was Kevin.
Yeah.
But after the end of the night, I'd hollered so much that my throat was bleeding.
Wow.
I yelled my throat out. I was hooked.
Yeah.
We were off to the races after that.
So growing up, I'm curious, who was like your guy, your favorite? Was it Flair?
Well, it took me a while to realize it was Flair. David Von Erich was my favorite.
Okay.
And then, but I noticed that every time Ric Flair came to town, like I went, the first time it was Flair. He got me in the building. The second time was Christmas, where Kerry and Flair in a cage, and the Freebird slammed the cage door on his head. Flair was there.
Yeah.
Terry Gordy gets a title shot in February against Flair. I go to the Sportatorium to see it.
Yeah.
So, and then in April, Kevin gets a title shot. I go to the Fair Park Coliseum. Flair's the common denominator.
Yeah.
Through all of this.
Yeah.
And but no, David Von Erich was my favorite.
Nice.
And then but when Kerry defeated Flair in '84 for the world title, I realized that that's not what I wanted to see. It was the chase.
Yeah.
And that Ric Flair was what was bringing me in.
Nice. So I'm curious for you to talk about that first experience. You're screaming your lungs out. So how do you decide that pro wrestling was something that you wanted to be a part of? Was it because of those experiences?
Oh yeah, I loved it. No, because David Manning.
Okay, yeah.
David Manning was a referee that, like, if Bronco Lubitsch was in there, we knew that he would miss what the bad guys were doing.
Yeah.
But David Manning was the law.
Okay.
And I was only, I was just about 5'2" in high school. I didn't have a growth spurt until my senior year.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew I was too small to be a wrestler. But I wasn't too small to be David Manning.
Yeah.
And I wanted to referee. So in 1984, I graduated high school. I go downtown Dallas to Doug's gym because I'd heard that's where the wrestlers hung out and they worked out there. And I was just trying asking questions, trying to figure out how to get in to be a referee. They ran me off. And I wasn't persistent about it.
Yeah.
But you fast forward to 2005, I I collect championship belts, and I had sold a belt to a wrestler named Mike Page.
Mm-hmm.
And well, Mike Page and Joey Corman met me at a restaurant in East Texas, the Dairy Palace,
Uh-huh.
and I delivered the belt, and we just sat there and we ate, and they were telling me road stories for like 3 hours, telling
Wow.
me how hard it was and how terrible being an independent wrestler was, and I had the bug then
Mm-hmm.
because I had been to an independent promotion, PCW, Professional Championship Wrestling in Arlington, Texas,
Mm-hmm.
and my little brother had got me to go out there to watch one of his coworkers wrestle because my brother was personal trainer, and at that show I saw guys wrestling smaller than me. So then after I had this conversation with Mike Page and Joey Corman, the bug had bit me.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to referee. I was going to go wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
So Page told me to go to the PCW. They had a school,
Mm-hmm.
and I had my choice between two trainers: BJ Turner, who was billed as the cruiserweight killer,
Yeah.
and Lance Hoyt, who is Lance Archer.
Yeah.
Well, BJ was more my size, so I chose BJ. And then after about 2 months, BJ left, and they put me with Lance Archer, and I really accelerated my learning.
Nice.
And but it was funny because what had happened was they were gonna Mike Page is also a promoter
Mm-hmm.
in East Texas. He had a SPW. They were doing an invasion angle with PCW,
Wow.
and they wanted me to be a heel referee. And I'm
Nice.
like, okay, I'd love to.
Yeah.
Well, I got in there and I refereed a couple times, and then they didn't pull the trigger on the heel ref. And then when I was working out, I had my hair dyed because I didn't want to go up there because I was pushing 40.
Wow.
I didn't want to look like those kids' dad.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
Yeah. I hear that. Yeah.
and Lance didn't know how old I was.
Wow.
He thought I was in my late 20s.
Wow.
Well, when I had taken a couple weeks off, some things had gone wrong at the house, and before I went back though, I let my beard grow out. I went and got my hair cut and cut all that dye out, and so I show back up with a little great salt and pepper, and he's like, "How old are you?" And I told him, and he was already thinking that he wanted to encourage me to be a referee
Mm-hmm.
because his job as my trainer was to teach me how to make money in professional wrestling. Wasn't telling me I couldn't wrestle. He wasn't trying to discourage my dream.
Yeah.
But at that point, I'd already realized that I wouldn't have been the worst guy on the card, but I didn't want to be that guy on the card.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I never wanted to do anything to hurt professional wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I want to leave better than I found it.
Nice.
And while I'm out there, if I would have pursued the wrestling, like I said, I wasn't going to be top of the card, and I didn't want to be that bad match.
Yeah.
And 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 truth be told, I always wanted to be the referee anyway.
Yeah.
So
True.
when he encouraged me, he said my path in the business would be for refereeing probably,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't disagree with him, and that's where it took off.
Nice. When we talk about getting bit by that bug, do you remember that first show that you refereed? Were you hooked right then?
Oh yeah, I was hooked the first time I climbed in the ring.
Nice.
In,
Yeah.
in training, I would referee matches in training, but my first yeah, but the first time I went through the curtain to go to the ring,
Yeah.
it was Michael Faith, God
Okay.
rest his soul, against Ryan Davidson.
Wow.
Ryan Davis is tearing it up too,
Y-
y'all. I mean,
Yeah.
and I recently refereed for him
Nice.
in Louisiana.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, I was excited to get to referee for him again because he was my first match.
Hmm.
And, but I couldn't get enough matches.
Nice.
I mean, if no other referee showed up, I'd do them all.
Yeah. So when you talk the start of your career, I'm curious, what would you consider to you like your first big opportunity in pro wrestling?
Oh, it was the SPW opportunity to
Nice.
be we were going to do the Hill referee.
Yeah.
And like I said, it didn't come to fruition,
Yeah.
but that accelerated my jump into being a referee
Nice.
because I probably would have kept training and maybe had a couple matches, and it was just a happy coincidence that they needed that they were thinking Hill referee.
Hmm. And when you look at your career, is there a match or moment that stands out, or how your opportunity came for Bayou Wrestling?
Well, when I moved to Mississippi in 2010.
Okay.
I grew up in Dallas.
Okay.
Spent my whole life there. Moved to Mississippi in 2010 for work. By 2014, I had found Bayou Independent Wrestling. A lot of the guys from Texas that I had worked with were coming in for Bayou.
Nice.
I'd heard it advertised on the radio,
Nice. Old school. I
and
love it.
I reached out to my friends and said, "Hey, you might, if you would, talk me up to the promoter."
Hmm.
And then I also reached out to Josh Newell and said, "Hey, this is where I'm 2 hours from where you're running. I would love to, give me a look. I'd love to referee for you."
Nice.
And I've been with Bayou ever since.
Is there a match that stands out that you got to ref?
Got a few, but Steve Anthony and Caleb Conley
Nice.
is I mean, it was in February of 2024.
Yeah.
It was an incredible match.
Nice.
In fact, they just had a rematch last month, and we broadcast that entire show on our YouTube channel.
Hmm.
And I was the cameraman for it. I wasn't booked that night to referee.
Yeah.
So I actually got to watch wrestling
Yeah.
while filming it, and it was
Wow.
really a cool night. But getting to see them have their rematch
Hmm.
was quite a thrill for me. It was those are two very highly competitive wrestlers there. I mean, Steve Anthony's probably the best wrestler in the Southeast.
Nice.
Still to this day, I'd put him against anybody.
Nice.
I don't know if you're familiar with Steve Anthony.
Yeah, I've seen a few of his matches. Yeah.
I mean, but he was former NWA junior heavyweight champion.
Hmm.
He beat Jushin Thunder Liger.
Yeah.
Then he beat him in Japan, and he beat Tiger Mask in Japan.
Wow.
So
I didn't know that. Yeah.
it's quite a resume.
Yeah.
And another match that just kind of was there.
Hmm.
Larry D came in against Angel Camacho.
Nice.
Angel Camacho, 460 pounds, juggernaut.
Yeah.
Larry D's a big man,
Yeah.
but it was just every now and then you're part of a match that you know is special,
Hmm.
and it went long, but the crowd was into everything,
Nice.
and it was just a really cool experience.
Nice.
And those two stand out quite a
Yeah.
bit for me at Bayou.
When you talk about your career, I'm curious, is there anything to you that you think stands out about independent wrestling in Texas and then compared to Mississippi?
Uh, well, when I left Texas, there was
Yeah.
not a lot of quality promotions to work for.
Okay.
There was a lot of bad promotions to work for, but the quality ones were few and far between. But now professional wrestling in Texas is just pretty much they've weeded out the bad
Nice.
for the most part. I mean, you got VIP, you got MPX, you got RCW down in San Antonio.
Yeah.
You got Dog Pound, which is Rodney Mack's NWA territory.
Nice.
You got TSW in Forney, Texas, which is the other NWA territory.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, I don't. I hate to start naming names because I don't want to leave anybody out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying that there's such a high concentration of good wrestling in Texas.
Nice.
It's a little different here.
Yeah.
I'm in Mississippi, Louisiana, Tennessee, Alabama, Louisiana. It's just in Arkansas. The Texas wrestling is what we describe as Texas, like Texas strong style.
Yeah.
but we get a lot of the Texas wrestlers that bring that to Bayou.
Okay.
Um, but we have also elevated the talent levels. Like we got Pro Wrestling 225. Uh, we got a new Magnolia Championship Wrestling, Pro Wrestling Ego Battle Zone, Lost Art of Wrestling, SPW.
Yeah.
So many great promotions.
Yeah.
Uh, and but just the style is the biggest difference.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that one's any better than the other, but that Texas strong style is just a little different. You
Yeah.
know, there's lots of opportunities here though.
Nice. When you look at your career, who are your biggest mentors?
Lance,
Nice. Yeah.
there was a referee named Terry Stevens
Okay.
at PCW that was very helpful to me when I was learning. Another one
Nice.
named Roger. I can't remember Roger's last name. Michael Williams, Travis Trueborn, all those wrestlers at PCW, I mean, referees at PCW
Yeah.
really went out of their way to help me. James Beard's gone out of his way to help me. If you can't learn something just being in the room with James Beard, then something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
James Beard's the man. And Cassidy Riley at
Nice.
Bayou, when Cassidy was wrestling there, he would always, if he watched, and he would come to you and tell you, "Hey, next time instead of doing that, why don't you do that?" And he always came with something to make you better.
Yeah.
And as since he's retired and he comes to shows, he's come back behind and said, "Hey, next time, why don't you consider doing that?" And and then I've had the opportunity to be around the Road Dog Jesse James
Nice. Yeah.
and Jeff Jarrett,
Yeah.
and not a lot, but while I was there with them, I soaked up. I was soaking it up, and Dr.
Yeah.
Tom, I was soaking it up.
Yeah.
When you have those opportunities, you just you shut up and listen and get everything you can out of it.
Yeah. So early on, you mentioned Flair. Flair was the reason you went to a lot of the shows. So I'm curious for you, how does the opportunity come for you to be a part of Ric Flair's last match show? And then what does that mean to you to make that 3 count at the end for his last match?
Okay, Conrad Thompson is a very good friend of mine and
Nice.
has been for over 10 years now.
Nice.
And I met Conrad through collecting wrestling belts.
Nice. What's your favorite
All our
belt?
belt, the NWA World Title,
Nice.
10 pounds of gold.
Yeah.
Uh, but through my connections through the belt collecting community,
Hmm.
we used to meet in Charlotte at the NWA Fan Fest, or the Gathering is what it is now. But we put together a group chat to just coordinate where we were going to be so we could hang out,
Yeah.
and we all hit it off, and we that's our wrestling friends are in that group chat.
Nice.
Well, when Ric Flair's last match came up, Conrad had a match for me, and he called me one day. I was at work, and he said, "Hey, I'm trying to finalize this card. Do you want the Von Erichs and the Briscoes, or do you want the Rock and Roll and the Horsemen?" And I said, "Well, there's a Sophie's choice. Give me the Briscoes. Give me the
Yeah.
Briscoes." And so I thought I was going to be part of the bunkhouse brawl
Hmm.
at the beginning, and because all the referees were on deck on that,
Yeah.
and I knew I was going to get the Von Erichs and the Briscoes.
Yeah.
I had no idea
Wow.
that the 3 count was going to be. Conrad knew from day one.
Hmm.
He wanted that for me. He said he was gonna. It didn't matter who the referee was. If WWE would let Charles Robinson come referee, we were still going to work it out that way. He
Nice.
said the plan was always he wanted that for me. My friend wanted that for me
That's awesome.
because he knows I've got a Ric Flair wall.
Wow.
uh, that's how I got it. It
Nice.
the day of, and it scared me because he said after we had our meeting because we're doing Starcast,
Hmm.
he said, "Hey, I need to talk to you." Well, I knew we were having some travel issues, and I thought I'm scared that the Von Erichs aren't going to make it because
Hmm.
they're having travel issues, and I'm thinking that he wants to talk to me because he's going to tell me I'm not getting that match,
Yeah.
and then he tells me what the plan is, and I'm like, and I thank him, and I I go and like everybody in my group chat knew but me.
Wow.
But when they'd come up and they say, "How you doing, Dave?" "So I'm good." "Anything going on?" "No, nothing." I wasn't telling nobody nothing.
No.
I wasn't fessing up. The only person that knew was my wife.
Nice.
I wasn't going to take a chance that they were going to say, "Yeah, he told me." No, I didn't
Yeah.
tell anybody. I kayfabed it till the end.
Wow.
Even at the event, even when I got there, I wouldn't even tell the other referees what the spot was.
Wow.
They didn't know.
Yeah. So
Uh,
what did it mean for you to make that 3 count?
it was cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, when we start talking about memories, I mean, everything else is number two.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it was just the honor of it. I think what meant most to me is that my friend wanted that for me. And it wasn't, I'm sure it wasn't an easy sell.
Mhm.
An unknown. And to this day, I guarantee you, Rick don't know my name.
Yeah.
And I've I mean, I've hung out with him a couple times, but
Yeah.
he could, even though I was the referee of his last match, I guarantee he didn't know my name.
Wow.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
But it was just being trusted with that. And then don't fall down, get in the ring.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, when I got to the building, I walked in, and it's the biggest venue I'd ever been in.
Where was this again? Because it's been a minute.
The Municipal Auditorium in Nashville.
Okay. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Okay.
Lots of history in that building.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Rick's won championships in that building.
Yeah.
Uh, the Harley race got piled right on the table in that building. It was
Wow. Yeah.
uh, there's so much that happened in that building in Nashville. But I
Mhm.
walk in and I'm looking, and Jeff Jarrett's at the top of the ramp, and he comes down and we shake hands, and he says, "Pondwater, I will tell you, because I first time I met Jeff, I'd ask him a question, and I insulted him, and like I said, hey, remember that time that you wrestled Tully Blanchard and he blew you up, and it came out wrong,
Yeah.
but it's our joke now."
Nice.
So he told me, he said, "Hey, tonight when you run down, I need you to touch the ring and run back up and do it like 5 times because I need you to be blown up when you
Wow.
get in the ring."
Yeah.
So, I mean, and then um, Rick called us over and we sat down, and Rick screwed with me. It's like, "Who's this guy?" Conrad goes, "It's the other referee." "What we need another referee for?" "Because we're bumping Kyoto." "Who said we were going to bump?" And,
Yeah.
and he goes, "Come on, let's go to my locker room and we'll talk about it." So we all went to his locker
Nice.
room, and I'm standing there with Mike Kyoto, Jeff Jarrett, Ric Flair,
Yeah.
Karen Jarrett, Conrad, his wife. Charlotte and Andrade get there.
Hmm.
They tell me to go get them. So I go get them and bring them to the room. And listening to how they want this to go.
Hmm.
So we're just standing there. And I mean, I'm taking it all in. And there's egos in the room.
Yeah.
There's egos in the room. Charlotte's trying to, she's speaking for her husband. And she wants her dad to be Superman.
Yeah.
And Rick doesn't want to be Superman. Rick
Wow.
appreciates what Jeff and Jay were doing for him. And he wanted to look like a 72-year-old man. A lot of what you saw in the match was by design. Now, he did genuinely dehydrate.
Uh-huh.
He didn't hydrate pop properly. He wasn't drinking. I saw him with a Diet Pepsi.
Yeah.
I mean, I was back there all day. He wasn't drinking.
Yeah.
He legitimately dehydrated in the ring, but the match went like I mean, that faking the heart attack, going to the eyes,
Yeah.
laying on the apron, that whole thing was by design
Nice. Yeah.
because and anyway, the egos are going, and Jeff Jarrett stands up and he gets a notepad and he starts laying it all out like, okay, here's the camera, here's this and this. And I watched Jeff Jarrett go to work, and it put Jeff Jarrett on a whole nother level for me. Cause see, I grew up going to Dallas at the Sportatorium.
Yeah.
I remember Jeff Jarrett. So I've always liked Jeff Jarrett because
For sure.
all
Yeah.
those guys that came through the Sportatorium, I've got a fondness for them.
Hmm.
So, but to see Jeff take control of all the egos and lay the whole thing out and work his magic, if you could see what I saw, you'd understand why this man today still has a job in professional wrestling.
Nice.
Why WWE gets him, why AEW gets him. If he was in with AEW tomorrow, somebody'd get him.
Yeah.
because he's very, very good at what he does.
Yeah.
All that online chatter that he'd book himself as the champ and yada yada. And no, Jeff Jarrett's very good at what he does.
Yeah.
But what he does behind the scenes elevated him to be on my personal Mount Rushmore of wrestling,
Nice.
just from what I witnessed that night.
Yeah.
I've got so many memories, and that 3 count is probably not the biggest memory from that night. I mean,
Wow.
it's not. I mean, I'm not saying that it didn't mean something.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there was so much other stuff going on that night that it was just that cool. Like things like you go walk into the gorilla position and the Undertaker's sitting there,
Yeah. Yeah.
and Michael Hayes is sitting there.
Yeah.
I mean, Road Dogg was in my ear. Dr. Tom, Scott Armstrong's in Gorilla. Hurricane's back there.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people can say that they've actually got to perform in front of The Undertaker
Yeah.
in the
Not many.
crowd?
Yeah. Not many.
The Undertaker, Bret Hart, DDP, Bully Ray,
Yeah.
Kid Rock. I mean,
Yeah.
Mick Foley. It was a who's who out there.
Yeah. So you talk about it when Jeff Jarrett called you first. He said one thing, Pondwater, and I seen it all over social media. Where does this nickname come from?
All right, during COVID,
Okay.
Conrad's doing a podcast with Tony Schiavone. And I work for Frito-Lay.
Uh-huh.
And Conrad will ask you questions. Like he'll say, "Hey, what's your number one seller?" I'll say, "Flamin' Hot Cheetos." So and I have a pond in my backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And I take a lot of pictures of my pond. I'm very proud of my place.
Yeah.
I live on 18 acres. I've got a beautiful pond.
Nice.
So he takes little things. So he tells Tony, he says, "Hey, Super Dave said he can't get COVID." And Tony goes, he said, "What? How's that? Why?" He goes, "Because he drinks pond water and eats hot Cheetos."
Wow.
Well, with Conrad, if he starts screwing with you about something, it can only get worse.
Mm-hmm.
So I leaned into it. And at the time on Ad Free Shows, we were doing, we started out doing it called the Think Tank, which was our group chat.
Yeah.
It was just, we would do some, content for the network.
Yeah.
And then we changed it after 3 or 4 episodes. We became the Sad News Bears.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew if there was any t-shirt opportunities to be had, Super Dave's not, I can't do that.
Yeah.
But I can be Pondwater Dave. So I leaned into it.
Yeah.
And then he had done a thing where he had done like an April Fool's episode with just fake commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's ad-free shows, so it was nothing but commercials.
Yeah.
And it was like, "Come on down to Pondwater Dave's, Route 9, Utica, Mississippi." And it had a whole thing, and it was, and I've even got right here.
I love it. I love it.
So I leaned into it because
Yeah.
if there was an opportunity
Nice.
for t-shirts, because
Yeah.
everything was a t-shirt on ad-free shows then.
Nice.
And they came up with one that looked like the Cheetos logo, says Flamin' Hot Pondwater Dave.
Oh, I love it.
But now, yeah, I do my own, I still do things for ad-free shows.
Yeah. How do you get involved with ad free shows originally? Is it through that group chat?
The group chat was like Conrad would use as a sounding board.
Nice.
So Starcast was born in that group chat.
Wow.
It was, "Hey, I'm going to CBS Radio with Rick to do to sit in with us on his podcast." And then he was like, "Hey, think about doing a podcast with Bruce." And we kick out names, and like I named Grillin' JR.
Wow.
But how hard was that to come up with? It was, I was the first one to say it. It's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
Our friend Mark Nielsen, who died a few years ago, he named Starcast.
Wow.
And it's like that's why it was the think tank.
Yeah.
And we, so when Starcast was going to think, we were pitching ideas for panels and stuff.
Nice.
So that's where all that came from. And because I'm part of that, then I get to be part of Ad Free Shows.
Yeah. This group chat, has it just started from a bunch of belt collectors?
Yes.
Nice.
100%.
Yeah. So I see it right now. You don't really see many on the scene. I absolutely love it. How do you come with the idea to get a custom ref shirt?
Well, I worked the wrestling showcase in Chicago in
Okay.
2022. 2022 is my biggest year.
Okay.
Doing Ric Flair's last match opened a lot of doors for me. That same weekend, I was on Black Label Pro. I was on GCW. Then I did Ric Flair's last match.
Hmm.
But then I got to do the wrestling showcase in Chicago the next month.
Nice.
And Mike Chioda and Brian Hebner are the other two referees.
Hmm.
And it was funny because Chernoff wanted us to wear bow ties.
Yeah.
So I showed up with the long sleeve shirt and a bow tie,
Yeah. Did you do
like he
white or
wanted.
what color? White?
No, I think it
Ooh.
was powder blue.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
But we did that, and Chernoff does the ties, so it was
Yeah.
tying for. But basically, Hebner and Kyoto said, "I ain't wearing
Yeah.
that," and they got their own custom shirts.
Wow.
Well, I didn't bring my straps
Yeah.
because and which was a bad on my part because I should have had my straps too.
Yeah.
But I got another set of straps. But we were just hanging out with Kyoto and Hebner, and I just commented about their shirts. They go, "You should get you one."
Nice.
And I like, well, referees don't normally have custom shirts. He goes, "I do."
Yeah.
Hebner does.
Nice.
He goes, "Get you one."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah." And
Wow.
I'm friends with a guy that does gear. He's been doing gear for on the Indies forever, and he's also does gear for AEW.
Nice.
And I reached out to him, so I just ordered the shirt and sent it to him, and he gimmicked it for me with Super Dave, put Miller on the back, and
Nice.
because I've had the Super Dave logo for
Yeah.
oh wow,
Yeah.
coming up on 20 years.
Wow. I'm curious, how was your GCW experience?
It was pretty wild.
Nice.
I wasn't sure what to expect. I had to wear gloves because there was glass in the ring from the
Yeah.
previous match. That kind of, I mean, I refereed for Masha Slamovic,
Nice. Yeah.
and on the spot, I can't remember the fella's name that she wrestled, but it was so good.
Hmm.
I don't normally like intergender wrestling,
Hmm.
and when I tell you it was that good, it was believable. Every part of it was believable. I couldn't poke holes in it. I was right on top of it.
Nice.
Going through the curtain at GCW, the fans are right there.
Yeah.
And going through that, I found it to be a little intimidating.
Yeah.
Uh, but on earlier in the day, I did Black Label Pro.
Nice.
I got to work with Speedball Bailey.
Yeah.
Uh, I was out for the Joey Janela and Psycho Clown.
I love it.
Just trying to do crowd control.
Yeah.
It was an incredible experience.
Yeah.
Uh, and we're also being on actually working on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I find that television wrestling is a bigger challenge.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Different ball game.
Like I don't normally, on the indies have anybody in my ear. So trying to work for a television product was I was probably overthinking it for
Hmm.
Black Label Pro, GCW, and Ric Flair's last match. And I
Yeah.
calmed down a little bit at the wrestling showcase, but but I didn't have an earpiece.
Yeah.
I was able to just kind of get into the flow of things.
Yeah. I know where you said where you ref Ric Flair's last match was iconic. Do you have favorite venues that you got to ref at?
Yeah, the original where I started, the
Okay.
PCW arena that's not there anymore, was
Yeah.
just an old movie house.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
they knocked a wall out.
Hmm.
They just so you had a hole in a brick wall. And when you go in the back, they had a boxing ring
Wow.
and a gym,
Yeah.
and they taught boxing there as well. But then you'd walk through the curtain, and there's the stage, and then you go down the ramp, and the ring was there like at the front of the movie theater,
Hmm.
and it had an old sportatorium feel to me.
Nice. Yeah.
I really liked PCW.
Nice.
Uh, I like Houma, Louisiana is my absolute favorite town to
Okay.
referee in ever. A lot of historic matches down there in Houma
Yeah.
at their little convention center, their municipal building, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
The rec center.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
rec center is what it is. But people down there believe.
Nice.
And that crowd is so much fun to perform in front of. I like the venue. Uh, of course, the Municipal Auditorium in
Hmm.
Nashville, the City Auditorium here in Vicksburg.
Yeah.
We Bayou ran there 3 or 4 times, and just the history. I started doing doing research on the building. The Super Black Ninja wrestled Kerry Von Erich there.
Wow.
Super Black Ninja's the Great Muta.
Yeah.
The Junkyard Dog, Kamala. But
Nice.
before he was Kamala, when he was Sugar Bear Harris, I
Yeah.
turned him heel and he was Ugly Bear Harris.
Wow.
Watch ran that building. Uh, Crockett ran that building.
Nice.
It's I'm trying to think if there's another one. Let's see. Oh, the Wrigley Theater in Fort Worth, Texas.
Nice. Yeah.
Old movie theaters are great venues.
Yeah.
Roller skating rinks, but if you narrow it down, it's PCW where I started,
Yeah.
then Homa, and
Nice.
then the Municipal and the City Auditorium.
Yeah. I'm curious, is there any moment in your career that you would consider like your biggest test as a referee or even involved in pro wrestling?
The day, the going to Nashville for the
Nice.
week, Flair's last match weekend,
Yeah.
and what tested me is that having to work a television style.
Yeah.
I mean, when you got the Road Dog in your ear, you're trying not to mess up.
Yeah.
So just being forced into a situation that I wasn't prepared for.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew how to work for the hard camera,
Yeah.
but hitting time cues and it's just when you have somebody in your ear instructing you what you need to be doing, that to me was my biggest test.
Nice. Now, as a referee, obviously we know sometimes they take ref bumps. Is there one that stands out to you that you've done?
Yes,
Okay.
100% yes.
That
And
was
it was
quick.
just recently.
Okay.
It was a cowbell match, not a cowbell match, chain
Oh,
match,
okay.
dog collar match,
Yeah.
dog collar match. Steve Anthony versus Rob Love.
Nice.
Steve Anthony had created Southern Royalty, which was a heel faction, and then he left.
Okay.
And when he came back, he was not welcome back into the fold. And through the course of a year and a half, he was picking them off. He finally got Rob Love, had him in a dog collar match. If Steve Anthony won, Southern Royalties no more.
Hmm.
If Rob Love won, Steve Anthony was his servant
Okay.
from now on.
Yeah.
Well, there was a spot where Rob picked up Steve, spun him. I get kicked in the head,
Hmm.
and I'm going out of the ring, which wouldn't have been a big deal. I mean, the floor was going to hurt a little bit, but
Yeah.
I got this. Beautiful bump. Unfortunately, we had some steps, these big wood steps,
Yeah.
and my feet hit those steps, and it changed my trajectory, and my head went to the
Yeah.
floor, and I'm late. I mean, kind of pushed me kind of up under the ring.
Wow.
Uh, it hurt.
Yeah.
Those dang stairs got me, and they got me again when
Wow.
I was filming. I was backpedaling. I was backpedaling on an entrance, and I was hitting at full speed, and I hit those dang stairs again. Last Saturday when I refereed for them, I came down. I came down to get in the ring, and I just jumped up on the apron. I didn't touch those stairs.
Nice.
But that was the most recent one.
Yeah.
There was one that Spoiler 2000 punched me,
Oh,
and I
wow.
rolled
Yeah.
down. And I rolled down a ramp. This was early.
Yeah.
And then he threw me into some chairs.
Wow.
But at PCW, I think my best one was Franco D'Angelo.
Hmm.
Franco D'Angelo was wrestling the Monster Bash, managed by my friend Mike Page.
Okay. Yeah.
And the referee got bumped. And when Franco got the upper hand, there was no referee to count. And then Page hits him with a golf club. Bash slams him. I come running in, slide in, 1, 2, 3. Franco loses. So he's pleading with me after the match.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I came in, you were pinned. I counted 1, 2, 3. That's what we
Mhm.
did.
Yeah.
Well, he boots me, puts me on his shoulders. He was doing, I don't remember what he called it, but it's an F5.
Yeah.
Gives me the F5, lays me down. I'm laid there, and the crowd starts chanting, "He deserved it."
Wow.
And I'm trying not to smile. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just eating it up. It's one of
Wow.
my favorite bumps to take just because of the crowd reaction.
Yeah. When you talk your career, obviously you're a referee, but how did the opportunity to manage come for you?
Mike Page and Joey Corman,
Nice.
uh, they wanted to do a gimmick where they were called the medics.
Okay.
They were going to wear scrubs and masks, and I I became the chief of staff, Dr. Phillip D. Payne.
Where's the inspiration for that?
It's just because they needed a manager, and I felt
Okay.
like I would wear a lab coat.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then I was like, I'll be the chief of staff, Dr.
Nice.
Phillip D. Payne, Phil D. Payne.
Yeah.
And then we got my daughter to be our nurse, and we named her Ophelia,
Wow.
Ophelia Payne.
Yeah.
And we attacked one night, a tag team called Genesis.
Hmm.
And right before we went through the curtain, Paige said, "Oh, cut a promo." And I did it.
Nice.
It's on YouTube. And I think I did okay.
Yeah.
My daughter said that I just slipped into daddy mode. If you ever.
Yeah.
But I cut the whole promo, and we did this for about a year, and it was a lot of fun.
Nice.
And Genesis was our primary adversary.
Yeah.
We also wrestled Matt Palmer and Robert Evans,
Nice.
RD Evans. Robert Evans is a genius.
Yeah.
He is. I mean, I believe he's with TNA now,
Uh-huh.
but and I think when he was with Ring of Honor, he was Archibald Peck or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But that guy, I mean, I've seen him. I saw him have a match with a crash pad, and it was good. That was our, just we went around. We did a match with Genesis one night at an elementary school.
Hmm.
It was Skander Akbar was promoting a show with Spoiler at this school, and we wrestled Genesis, and I remember they put Karrion Arcane, my good friend. They put him through the ropes and my daughter was supposed to slap him,
Yeah.
and she does this little and it was bad.
Yeah.
So I shoved her, and I go, "That's not how you do it.
Yeah.
This is how you do it." And I slapped the piss out of him.
Ah,
Like he luckily he calmed down, but I slapped him, and I go, "That's how you do it."
nice.
But the crowd started really getting on to me for talking to her that way.
Yeah.
And this woman's in my ear, and I just turned around and I said, "Look, lady, I don't go to your job and interrupt you while you're yelling scattered, smothered, covered, and chunked.
Yeah.
You don't come here to interrupt me while I'm doing my job."
Wow.
And we do the whole thing, and my thing was to jump up on their back with my stethoscope and choke them.
Hmm.
So referee's pulled. I'm up there and I'm choking him. He backs me into the corner, and I crumble on the apron. So the whole match finishes up, and we win. We cheated.
Yeah.
We win. My daughter comes over and she's shaking me, goes, "We won, we won." So I'm in the ring and I'm jumping up, and I'm being really obnoxious, like a Jim Cornette level obnoxious.
Yeah.
I fashioned Dr. Phil D. Payne with an obnoxious level, somewhat like Jim Cornette
Hmm.
meets the chief of staff
Yeah.
On Scrubs.
Okay. Yeah.
That
Okay.
level of unlikable.
Nice.
And I would so I'm in there, and I look down, and I notice that my guys they're trying to get my attention. They're on the floor.
Hmm.
And I back up and I run into one of Genesis, Christopher Hayden. And I'm like, oh. So I turn around, he boots me, grabs me, slings me into the corner. I stagger out. He hits me with a clothesline, ass over tea kettle. I'm out.
Yeah.
And the crowd comes up for it because they wanted to see me get mine.
Hmm.
And I think that truly that night is the most fun I've ever had in professional wrestling.
Wow.
Doing that and
Yeah.
feeling legitimate heat.
Wow.
I felt it as a referee that night with Franco. I
Yeah.
felt it with Robert Evans and Wally Darkman, which is my favorite match that I've ever refereed
Nice.
because the crowd, we had a situation where the crowd did not accept the finish.
Uh-huh.
They were ready to riot.
Nice.
And when you can get them and they buy in, and I'm telling you, heat's a drug.
Yeah.
You can feel legitimate heat. You want to continue to feel it.
Yeah, you want to get more.
And so that's that right there, and I hate that it went away. And
Yeah.
I would love for the doctor to come back one more time before I'm done.
Yeah. I'm curious for you. You've had that experience that not a lot of people have. What is it like for you personally to do something with your daughter in pro wrestling?
Oh, I loved it. We
Yeah.
because I had her in PCW, she was training
Okay.
because she wanted to do it. It was something that we were doing together.
Hmm.
So when the opportunity for her to come in and manage, because she petered out
Yeah.
on the training. I mean, she
Yeah.
did good, but she got hurt,
Okay.
and it was enough. Like, I don't think I'm gonna do this. I gotta go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
But it was nice to have my daughter with me.
Nice. I'm curious when you look at your career, we talk about hard work. What does it mean to you when you get inducted in the Southern Wrestling Hall of Fame?
You could knock me over with a feather. I didn't expect it. I didn't
Wow.
expect it, and I really didn't want to accept it.
Yeah.
And Conrad told me, Dave, do it.
Yeah.
They think enough of you. They think enough of you that they want to honor you. So do it. I mean, just say thank you and do it. And I, because he goes, I guarantee you, if you ask people that are put into Hall of Fames, none of them feel like they deserve to be there.
Yeah.
So and because I didn't, I mean, when you look at it, I'm in there with Tug Tyler, Dan Bynum.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
uh, uh, Scott Summers.
Yeah.
You start looking at all these people that are going in the Hall of Fame, and one of these things is not like the other. But I did it, and it was fun, and I'm proud of it. And it's a Hall of Fame that is actually cataloged in the library at the University of Texas in Arlington.
Really?
So I mean, it's because most Hall of Fames are just
Yeah, they're making up.
this is
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but this one's actually cataloged in a library.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm honored,
Nice.
and I've being in that class with the Browns, the Brown brothers, um, just people that got inducted that night, and with Dan Bynum especially. Uh, and I've had Dan on my show, and for y'all that don't know who Dan Bynum was, Dan Bynum directed the Bad Street USA video.
Wow. Yeah.
Dan Bynum was part of what made the way World Class blew up at the end of '82. You can say if you'll watch World Class at the end of '82 and start watching the first few weeks of '83, you start seeing the changes at the Sportatorium and the way that the product is presented. And Dan Bynum worked in WCW. He worked Ring of Honor. He still does production,
Mm.
just but not in the wrestling space.
Yeah.
Uh, Incredibly talented man,
Nice.
and to sit there and we get to watch the Bad Street USA video when he's inducted. I'm thinking, and then I'm seeing Buzz Tyler, not Buzz Tyler, Tug Taylor,
Yeah.
and him and his dad went in together, and it was great. It was a great experience.
Yeah.
And then I got to referee the main event that night,
Yeah.
and it was Aaron Eagle, who I met when I first started refereeing,
Yeah.
and he'd been gone for a while. So to get Aaron Eagle and Christopher Hayden, my PCW friends, that night, it was just great, man.
Nice. Yeah. When you talk your
Incredibly
career in
honored.
ad-free shows, what are you up to nowadays with ad-free shows? Talking wrestling?
Talking Rassling's my own deal. It's not part of AdFree
Okay.
Shows.
Okay.
It's part of my network called Mark Out Moments.
Nice.
Mark Out Moments is Talking Wrestling with Pondwater and Amy.
Hmm.
Amy Vaughn's my co-host. We've teamed up with a podcast called Drunken Pop, formerly the Filter Free Popcast.
Okay.
Drunken Pop will take a month, like they'll say, we're going to do June of '89. and they'll do the news, they'll do the music, the sports, the movies, the television.
Wow.
They used to do wrestling, but they leave the wrestling to us now on the network.
Nice.
So they do pop culture. Me and Amy do wrestling.
Nice.
We like to really push the independent scene. We cover what's going on
Yeah.
with WWE and AEW, of course, and TNA. But we really like to bring on independent wrestlers, independent promoters to get that product out there.
Nice.
And we network with other podcasts as well.
Yeah.
And it's just friends supporting friends. Uh, but we're trying to build the Mark Out Moments channel.
Nice.
With ad-free shows, I'll host what we call Top Guy Wednesday or Top Guy Tuesday, where the top level guys come in and we may watch wrestling, we may play games.
Yeah.
I'll host some Zoom calls.
Hmm.
Like I'll probably host Jeff Jarrett this week.
Nice.
I've hosted Eric Bischoff. It's a Zoom where people get to ask them questions.
Yeah.
Uh, Occasionally I'll get called in to co-host an episode.
Nice.
When we do Top Guy Weekend, if there's going to be wrestling involved, I'm there to referee.
Nice.
Because we do a thing called fantasy wrestling camp for the top guys.
Nice.
We did it 2 years in a row. We call it Top Guy Rumble.
Nice.
And the first year, Dr. Tom was there. Everybody got to get in the ring and roll around and learn how to bump and run the ropes.
Wow.
And then they booked a show. And like that first year, we had Kevin Sullivan,
Mm.
David Crockett, Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting a big one. I'm forgetting the most important one that's going to make you go, wow. Oh, Jerry Jarrett was there. Uh, but they're booking the show. Oh, I think Road Dogg was there too.
Yeah.
But we're booking a show, and Eric Bischoff.
Yeah.
So they were like, okay, we got these. Okay, who are we going to put together? What's the story going to be? And they booked the finish and everything. Oh, Ricky Morton was there. And what I'm saying is that all these wrestlers come out and they book the show,
Yeah.
and then the show comes on, and then some of them get to be managers, referees. We'll teach me and Brandon's Hole would teach him how to referee.
Yeah.
Just to get through a spot. Amy got to be a manager. The ring announcers. It's just they got to learn how the sausage was made.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And then this last year we did the same thing again, but this year they got to roll around with Jerry Lynn.
Nice.
Jerry Lynn taught fantasy camp.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
Nice.
And we booked the show, and Big Bishop was there, and it was great.
Nice.
I mean, I get to do those kind of things for
Yeah. Now I'm curious for you. Do you have any goals nowadays with wrestling?
Oh, goals.
Yeah. Just
to
the love
keep
of it?
on. Just
Yeah.
I'm taking bookings.
Nice. That's awesome.
I'm 59 years old.
Wow.
Body's holding up. I'm looking to be a part of any shows.
Nice.
It's hard with my Monday through Friday.
Hmm.
Go out. I'm not chasing the dream anymore. I'm not trying to get to AEW. I'm not trying to get to WWE. I would certainly take a booking.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If they booked, they said, "Hey, we need a local ref." I'm there.
Nice. Yeah.
I'll do whatever they need me to do.
Yeah.
I'm not pursuing that.
Yeah.
At 59, I'm not what they're looking for.
Yeah.
I'm looking to make your show better.
Nice.
I'll do whatever they need me to do. They want me to. I've had some ask me to kind of try to coach up the referees that are coming up. I got no problem with that. It's just continues to keep on. And if there comes a time that I'm not contributing anymore, and I'm making the product bad, then it's time for me to go.
Mhm.
I guess my goal is to leave it better than I found it.
Nice. Well, Dave, I
would really like to dust off Dr. Phil one more time.
Ah,
Like maybe I can speak it into existence. Like maybe we do an angle where I get my ass kicked.
Mhm.
And the promotion's like, well, I don't know, I'm not going to sue, but I don't think y'all understand that I may be mild mannered and I'm not mild mannered Ref Super Dave, but I used to be, you know, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah.
And I got some friends, and maybe I could manage a tag team to get even.
Yeah.
And that
Nice.
could be fun one time as
Yeah,
a
full
one
circle
off.
for sure too.
I do want to keep broadcasting wrestling on my channel.
Nice.
We did it and it worked.
Nice.
And I think we did a good job. And 4,500 people have watched it.
That's awesome.
And I would like to continue to do that.
Nice.
Uh, I don't want to get out of the ring and film it,
Mm-hmm.
but I would like to have that on on our channel.
Yeah.
But so I guess the goal is leave it better than I found it. Get the opportunity. Maybe if it's a one-off under a mask,
Yeah.
just getting to manage one more time.
Yeah.
Just because I loved it so much.
Nice.
But I don't want to take away from anything. And of course, you also got to remember the manager's not there to take the spotlight. The manager's there.
Yeah.
Accent.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
you
Well,
don't know how
Dave.
many times. You don't know how many times that I've taken this shirt with me and not worn it.
Wow.
I mean, I've got a pair of red wrestling boots.
Uh-huh.
I don't wear my wrestling boots when I referee because
Wow.
they're red, and I
Yeah.
don't. So I've been told to wear the by all means go ahead and wear it.
Mm.
It's not a distraction,
Yeah.
and but I don't want to be one of those referees that everybody says he's trying to get himself over. But since Ric Flair's last match kind of changed everything for me,
Mm-hmm.
now I get to sign some autographs.
That's awesome.
It's never lost on me when I get to sign one. I'm like, it blows my mind
Yeah.
because I came up at a time when you were just the ref,
Okay. Yeah.
and that, I mean, I'm not there to be noticed
Mm.
because a referee can make your match great, or a referee can tank your match.
Yeah.
And I tanked a match. I tanked a match 3 months ago.
Wow.
Now, I mean, I'm told. I mean, it ended the way it was supposed to.
Uh-huh.
It just ended early.
Okay.
And when I watched the video, the guy kicked out.
Yeah.
The angle that I had, I didn't see his shoulders come up.
Okay.
He kicked, the shoulders didn't come up.
Mm.
But I felt bad about it. I don't ever want to ruin anybody's match.
Yeah.
So,
Well, Dave, I want to thank you for joining me for this one. However, I've ended every interview the same. Now, the day you decide it's all done in wrestling, which isn't happening anytime soon, but the day you decide it's all done, what do you want your legacy in pro wrestling to be?
I want everybody to, I'd like everybody to be sad to see me go.
Mhm.
I want to continue to be that referee that people want to work with.
Yeah.
My legacy is that I don't want to be remembered like, thank God he's gone.
Yeah.
I want to be remembered for making a positive contribution.
Nice.
And if I can do that,
Yeah.
because over the years, there's been people that people didn't want to work with, or like, hey, you got my match. I like it when they're disappointed if I don't have their match.
Wow. Yeah. That's a good feeling.
I hate it for the other guy, but and I work with some incredibly talented referees.
Nice.
So the sport's in good shape.
Yeah.
It's not like it used to be. But that's it. I mean, just you don't have to remember me, but I guess I don't want to be remembered for being the guy that messed up stuff.
Okay.
How about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Dave, thank you so much for joining me, man. I appreciate it.
Chris, thank you for having me. This has been fun.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna have to do a part 2 down the line.
Whenever you're ready, just let me know.
Thank you, Dave, for
I'd be
doing
glad
this.
to do it anytime you need me.
Thank you, Dave, for doing this, and thank everybody for watching this episode. This was Best for Business.
Thank you for watching this episode of Best for Business. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, because this is Best for Business.